Heya! This is Pokeball35, and welcome back, yet again, to the Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. This is the start of stream number 33, if I'm not mistaken, of Tears of the Kingdom. And if everything has been edited properly, this should be the start of episode 93. I mean, maybe if I do everything the way I want it to, we'll beat this before episode 100. Probably not. Because even though there's not a lot left, there's still a lot left. So you may be wondering where the heck I am at this moment in time. I am over here, which this is an area I've wanted to go to for a while, which is this island right next to, or I guess it's kind of an island, it's connected by bridges, but this island next to Hyrule Castle. Also, I should say, this is all being streamed live at twitch.tv/Pokeball35, link in the description. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so, because you do have a lot to offer, etc. When I ended the last stream, I was on, like, the ramparts or whatever, like, right here, and there was that star fragment in the background. After I ended the stream, I reloaded the save, and I went over to the star fragment, which just so happened to be right here. And then the shrine was right here. There's been a shrine over here this entire time, meaning that there is a light route right here, and actually, I don't know how you're supposed to get that light route. Because there would have to be a small chasm around here, unless there's somehow an area in the wall I can get to. Because it doesn't look like there's anything connected from Hyrule Castle to get over here. So, I have no idea how you're supposed to get this light route. Either way, there's been a shrine next to Hyrule Castle this whole time. And I can't wait to go in here, and it's gonna give me, like, a tutorial. Like, give me a tutorial on how to play the game right now. Okay, no, it's not a tutorial. So we're fine on that. This is called Backtrack. This is a recall shrine. There's recall on that. What's still very interesting... oh, I see. I kinda see? Hold on. So I kinda see what I need to be doing. Actually, can't I just... Alright, that works too. I was gonna say, I think what it wanted me to do was to, like, stand on the raft with the torch and then recall. However, there's a chest over there, so I have to go over there anyway. I should really not be using my 5-shot, Lionel bow for this. What I was gonna say is that it's really interesting from the people I have watched play this game that all the different playthroughs I have seen of this game that aren't mine so far, no one has ever done this shrine. Mighty Construct Bow. I am uninterested in such an object. But yeah, I'm supposed to, like, set a weapon on fire and then, like, recall the platform and then do that. But, like, even if you were just coming here right off the Great Sky Island, you should have a bow and some fire fruit to complete that. That's the chest of the shrine. And... so what does this do for me? This opens the second door. So then what we need to do is that we need to put this in here. And then we go past the first door. And then we can click recall on the ball. And that will open the second door. One of the final shrines in the game. was one of the first ones we should have done. I honestly think this was one of the first shrines I had put a pin on. Like, during, like, stream number 2 of this game, or even in, like, the end of stream number 1, I think I put a bunch of pins on a whole bunch of different shrines, and then I just never ended up coming in this direction, and then I unchecked the pin. So, now we finally have it. So, the actual plan for today's stream is that I am committing. We are committing to going to the depths. Just bear with me, because I really wanted to come over here, and I really want to go over here, because it's been bothering me that these are, like, the only 2 other spots in Hyrule that we haven't been. Like, any, like, major spots, if you can call these spots next to Hyrule Castle major. Like, there's a little bit of Thundra Plateau over here, and then, like, Akala, the Tingle Islands, and then Deep Akala are the rest. So, like, let me just get these things while they're next to Hyrule Castle, even though it may be appropriate to do these, like, later, when we are actually going to Hyrule Castle at the end, but I don't care. I'm also going to put the Korok mask on, just in case, and I don't want this other stuff on my person right now. Zonai stuff does not need to be on my person. So I'm just curious if there's any sort of Koroks around, just in case. And I just want to explore, so we're doing that. Hyrule Forest Park. And we do get a Korok. Is it on top of this fountain? Yeah, he's walking around the fountain. Perfect. And there's also a silver moblin over here. I didn't really do anything else. This is still our weapon selection. I grabbed all these things and I still haven't fused them, which I should. Here's some fire fruit. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. No, come on. I was gonna flurry rush. Tulin shoots him in the eye. That didn't look right. How did I backflip that? Please walk back over here. Yunobo! Kick him while he's down. Once again, I have no room. I guess drop this. Also, you say chest in this direction? I still have the chest thing on. I should probably turn that off. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Ah! That's a fun place for you to be. There's not even a Korok in here. Alright, hi there. Well, now is when I want this. Who knew there was a Phantom Ganon hiding right next to Hyrule Castle this whole time? I'm so strong he's doing a quarter of a heart. I'll just poke you with your own damn marbled rock roast. Or marbled rocks. And there goes that. And I guess I'll take your Gloom Sword. And a second Demon King Bow. Alright, where's this chest that this game's telling me about? Is it telling me that it's over at Hyrule Castle? Is it over here? I think it's, like, registering one of the chests over at Hyrule Castle, like, from really far away. 'Cause... No? Oh, no, it was in here. I just didn't see it. 5 Bright Bloom Seeds. Totally worth my time. Alright, let me turn off the treasure chest sensor since I'm not looking for chests anymore. But I think we're good over here. Never mind. Where are you at? There you are. There had to be something over here. They typically hide Koroks underneath bridges. If I didn't have the Korok mask on right now, I would have missed that one. And the frames over here are very, very cool. It's kind of unfortunate that the game can't get all that to show properly. But we were over here a little bit, but not fully this direction at the start of the game. There's also a Battle Talus over here. I am getting Korok readings. I'm gonna beat this Battle Talus first. Also, I didn't get the name of this place. Oh well. Yobo! Get him. And then we're just gonna... beat you senseless with your brother's heart. And then I may as well go get this claymore. You know what? Gloom Sword. There we go. Put something on that. A reward for beating that Battle Talus. 1 ruby. So back over here, there is a Korok. And the only reason why I'm over here is to look for just something. I'm going to assume it's in this big tree. Squirrel. No? Yes. It's like, where the hell is the Korok reading coming from? Yes. Not in the tree. Oh, is it underneath the bridge? You doing that again? Yeah. Now I don't know if there's anything else here of interest. I will quickly do this. I don't think we're getting any shrines over here. There was just one on the right of the castle. If I remember correctly, there used to be a guardian over here. And a chest with one of the pieces of the Tingle armor in it. In Breath of the Wild. I'd think that there would be some sort of cave carved into this rock. Castletown Prison. And I think it was very funny that there was Tingle armor hidden in the prison. Oh, I'm not ringing anymore? It was ringing for a moment. In the prison? Oh. Oh. Spin! Spinning around the statues. Okay. Then I think that's it. Now, if I remember correctly... Oh, you are here. They did put one here. There used to be a Korok, like, over here. In Breath of the Wild. That was an incredibly annoying one. I remember it was right over there. I had mentioned it was one of those things where you had to... So you are over there. That duck down there looked like a person, and I got really confused. It was like a pinwheel thing, but you had to stand a specific spot, and it would have a pot, like, come up, and you had to, like, stasis the pot and shoot it. But it was, like, you'd stand over at that ledge, and you had to turn around, and it was at, like, the top of the mountain, and, like, incredibly hard to even see. Well, let's save this Korok. Then we will get on with our actual plans for today. I just wanted to come over here because it's been bothering me that I haven't been over here at all. I've got plenty of things to talk about, and I wanted to wait till we were actually in the depths because it's just, there's not a lot going on down there sometimes. God, I'm getting really upset that my L button on these Joy-Cons are broken. The L button is used so much in this game. Alright, that is one more Korok I won't have to worry about later. And now I have been over here, and I guess this small mountain over here is going to bother me if I don't go over to it. But I'll start off by saying that the day I am streaming this Tears of the Kingdom session is September 15th, which just so happens to be Undertale's anniversary, namely being Undertale's 8th anniversary. And it's so wild to me that Undertale is now 8. Also, hello, Sophia Lee. Thank you very much for following. You did the thing, and I very much appreciate you. I've definitely mentioned the story several times, but I found out about Undertale through Splatoon because there was a random Miiverse post. Here we go. There is something over here with Sans on it, and I had no idea who Sans was at the time, and I ended up looking into it, and I found the Game Grumps Steam Train playthrough, and I watched that all the way through, and then, like, the Vinesauce Joel playthrough, and, like, a couple others before I even played the game myself, and to this day, there is still things about this game that I'm still finding out about. Also, I am doing well. They put it exactly where the pinwheel used to be. This is where the pinwheel used to be. Right on top of this chopped log, I remember. How dare they? You'd stand right here, there'd be a pinwheel, and you'd have to turn around, and it was like in between, like there's a pot that would show up between these leaves, like really far away. Alright, well now I need to get out of here, because now I'm having PTSD from this. We're going to the depths, that is the plan for today. There is a thing here, and it's bothering me that we haven't gotten this one. So we're heading there first. Most of this stream, I'd say, is going to be depths exploration, because I want to just get a lot of it done. I keep accidentally putting it off for such a long period of time, and now we're, like, almost done with overworld exploration, and we still have so much of the depths left to do. Raise it a duck. We need to be heading this direction. So today I am wearing my Sans shirt in celebration of today's national holiday. Toby Fox did put out a new newsletter because he's been doing, like, special newsletters. I forgot to unfuse this stuff at Terrytown because my inventory is still technically full. I'll get to it. When we get a break of getting to a couple light routes and breaking a few weapons, I'll head to Terrytown and teleport back. I just want to grab this chest. There wasn't too much in the new Toby Fox newsletter. However, there was a small bit of Deltarune news, namely being that Deltarune Chapter 3 you can play through it all the way through now, and there's a lot of it that is just complete now. And he had said that there was a section of the game that he was planning on adding in the game that was going to be a stealth section, but he realized stealth isn't fun, so he got rid of it. Which, I don't mind stealth sections if they're done well, but he hated it, so he got rid of it. And there is a new unused Deltarune track. Where is this light route, and why can I not see it? I should be able to see it. There we go. It's called Sneaking, and it's very good. I opened the stream with it, but I won't play it here. You can go find the track for yourself. It's 1.5 minutes long. But what's very interesting about it is that it has the Lost Girl motif in it. Statamayim. Or Stamayim. It feels like there's supposed to be something down here. It has the Lost Girl motif in it, which is typically used in... Also, I can't tell if that's a Yiga thing or a Bokoblin camp. I feel like that's a Bokoblin camp, but I'm going to it anyway. But that song is typically reserved for Noel and Des Holiday, which is very interesting. But now it's unused, so we'll never know the significance of it. If I played any other Zelda before this, I had fully completed Breath of the Wild, so I'm loving Tears of the Kingdom for its connections to Breath of the Wild, even though this game had kind of deleted a lot of connections to Breath of the Wild, like the Divine Beasts are, like, never mentioned. Yeah, that's just a Bokoblin camp. We're fine. They're rarely ever mentioned anyway. And I've played through Ocarina of Time 3D, and I've played through Minish Cap, and I have 100%ed A Link Between Worlds. And I believe that's it. Other than, like, Cadence of Hyrule, which is a game I've also played recently on the stream. Blue White Frocks. I don't have a bow equipped. Come on. Hey, hello. Because they did Nintendo had done a thing before Tears of the Kingdom came out. I guess we'll just break them from here. Where they made Cadence of Hyrule free for like a week for Nintendo Switch Online. Ow. Forgot about my stamina. For Nintendo Switch Online subscribers, so I played Cadence of Hyrule for the first time. That was a great rhythm game. Rhythm adventure. And I was really excited to play the DLC for that, and then I ended up hating the DLC for that. So, that was unfortunate. The main game itself was great. My favorite game out of any of the Zelda games I've played is probably this one. Like, I had already loved Breath of the Wild. And Tears of the Kingdom is just better Breath of the Wild. Come on. Can I use Tulin and then just Demon King Bow that? Speen. It felt like there had to be something in this big open area. Typically, big open areas down here are all Froxes. So out of the stuff I need to go to still, there is a Yiga clan hideout over here. Any of these small things are all Bokoblin camps. And we have another one down here to get to. And then we can just start going up and around. I have so many pins still active. That's right. There's a something here. Why do I have this pinned? I got this light route already. I don't know why this is pinned. Yeah, that pin doesn't need to be there. And then I have this stuff marked because there's shrines there. I feel like I should get the shrines. You know what? For now, I'm just gonna delete these pins, because we know there's stuff there. I'll just check the map later. I just want to be able to mark the stuff on my map right now, so that we know where the heck we're going. So we got one here. We got one here. And then underneath Satori Mountain is pretty much our next destination. So we'll go up to these Yiga Clan hideouts and then make our way over and up. And we're heading to the red first. I still haven't figured out any, like, good way to make, like, speed potions. Currently I'm streaming through this, and also, Pokemon Violet just had its DLC for the Teal Mask. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet had its DLC drop. I played through Pokemon Violet. So we're doing that. Still doing a bunch of Splatoon 3 stuff. That's pretty much just what's on the docket right now. This is very gloomed up. I couldn't recognize what the heck I was looking at. But yeah, a lot of Splatoon 3 with its update. And probably some other stuff that I'll mix in. This is way too gloomy over here. Like, this sucks. Hold on. I have an idea. Oh, this is already in my auto build history, so it's perfect. I was gonna make a spring. But we can just do that. I still have plenty of smaller games that I plan on getting to eventually. But because of just too many games existing... Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. There's too many things to play at the moment. I still want to get to Metroid Prime 2 at some point, my first playthrough of that. I did my first playthrough of Metroid Prime a few months ago. Alright, what is this schematic? Smoke rocket. It is a rocket. It is a puff shroom attached to a bomb attached to a rocket. I don't necessarily know why I'd even want that. Have I tried Baldur's Gate 3? Or Polya? No. I don't know about anything about the second game, and I've just heard that Baldur's Gate 3 is a good game. Just typically, stuff like that's just not on my radar. Like, I have been pretty much like a core Nintendo gamer all my life, so I try to branch out to other things, but also... Oh, this isn't Iga, this is a mine. Try to branch out to other things. Agate Canyon Mine. Try to branch out to other things sometimes. It's a Frost Talus. Alright, so what do we got down here? Large crystallized charge. I expected as much. I still need to get Zonite. I'm just gonna not, because I'd rather just keep exploring right now. I need to go beat up this Frost Talus. But there's so many things that are out right now that are so incredibly long. Like, at some point soon, I'm even gonna be on another RPG binge just because Super Mario RPG Remake is coming out in November. And, this is a good segue into... Not only is today Undertale's 8th anniversary, yesterday we just had a brand new Nintendo Direct for just a bunch of stuff coming out soon, and I have my whole reaction to that on YouTube. I streamed that on YouTube yesterday. Like, I streamed Splatoon early in the morning and then just switched to the YouTube stream for the Nintendo Direct. This is like one hit away from breaking, so I'm just gonna chuck it. I guess I'm gonna do this. Thank you. Yeah, then we need to go up and around. Now this, I can't tell. I think because it's on a rock, I think that's a Bokoblin camp. Also, I have a spam text message. Very good. I think that's still a Bokoblin camp, but I'm going to put a red there anyway. But out of all the stuff that was announced yesterday, we did get, like, a new trailer for Splatoon 3 Side Order, which has a confirmed release date of the next Fresh season, which does make a lot of sense because we got the Inkopolis DLC. We got the Inkopolis DLC in the first Fresh season, so in the second Fresh season, we're gonna get the Side Order DLC. But the trailer we got for Side Order looks really good. And there was rumors about a new Mario vs. Donkey Kong game, so I do think the I do think what we got was really cool because it's a full remake of the original game, which is a game I never got to fully play through. Except that game is like 3 to 4 hours long, and it's confirmed to be retailing for $50. So I said I was going to stream that. I don't know if I'm going to commit to streaming that. I may just play the original version if I need to. Also, am I a full-time streamer? I stream every single day that I can, which is almost every single day, is what I say. I stream almost every single day, because I enjoy streaming too much to take too many breaks, because I do take breaks maybe like once a week sometimes. Maybe once a week sometimes. I need to get up this way. But I do have a part-time job outside of streaming. I do go back to work 2 days from now. Also, we should be getting to the final Great Dark Skeleton, and then I'll put on the full wild set from that. But yeah, the new Mario vs. Donkey Kong. Yeah, this is a camp. Bokoblin camp. That's what I thought. Okay. So we're heading toward the blue. I can't shoot any light roots while I'm, or any bright bloom seams while I'm on this, so it's just gonna be dark. You're probably not missing too much out of this anyway. And the Princess Peach Showtime game looks really, really good. I've heard it described as Balan Wonderworld, but good. Which, honestly, I kind of see it. But, like, the main thing is somehow I have no idea how this is a thing that is even existing in my life, but we are getting a full remake, remaster, whatever, of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. It's a sag. And that's still just absolutely crazy to me that we live in this world. Like, I love being able to, like, do all of this and, like, stream and make content and things. This is just so much fun to share. That didn't break his armor. I thought it would. To share all these experiences with an audience I mentioned during my reaction to everything yesterday that I had originally planned on streaming Thousand Year Door in January, and I just never got around to it because of just everything else I wanted to play. So it was like absolute face plant. It was a blessing in disguise that I didn't get to stream Thousand Year Door in January like I planned. Because now I get to do this full remake. Something I didn't pick up on with the announcement yesterday, just because I was freaking out so much, is that the characters are now more expressive. Because what used to happen in Thousand Year Door was that if something important would happen, there would just be an exclamation point above Mario's head, and whoever your partner is at the time. And now I believe they gave new sprites of animation to the partners, but I also noticed that they are taking some of the animations from, like, modern Paper Mario, like Origami King, like Mario's surprise animation from that. What is this? This is a root? It's, like, hollowed out slightly. In a part in, I believe it's chapter 4, you get to see... I'm gonna have to jump off this. Mario's surprise animation from Origami King. So I'm glad that they're actually, like, still improving upon this perfect game. Which I say it's a perfect game when Thousand Year Door still definitely has some bad... Not a lot of bad. Yeah, I knew there was a wall there. I was trying to figure out. Yeah, there's a small lake here, so it's blocking my way. How to go around. I have... in here is links to everything. Cowboy carrot. This is right next to a Yiga thing. This is a big Yiga thing. Also, I think I see another boss arena. What are these steps? It's like steps on a one of them Zonai spikes. You can just ascend through that. Honestly, if this is the Yiga schematic that I get here, this is actually kind of a good Yiga schematic. I don't know how much use I'm gonna actually have out of it. At this stage in the game. But it's actually a useful one. Instant scaffold. I could think of some uses for that. That was, like, really early in the game, where I probably would have wanted it. And now I don't have much use for it. Because I've done so much of the exploring already. Next we're headed down that way. But yeah, there's a boss arena here. I can't tell if that's, like... I can't tell what it is from a distance, but I want to say it's another marbled Goma. Which just feels funny. Because there's just so many of these things. I just want to see what else is down here. Light this whole place up a bit. Yeah, there's just another camp here. I'm just gonna grab this Poe. And yeah, there's a lake, there's a river here, so we're gonna have to go down and around for this. Which will get us under Satori Mountain, and then I'm probably gonna have to teleport out. So let me mark red. To talk more about the Direct still, apparently the general consensus on the Direct is that it was very mid. Like, aside from Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door being remade. Also, I'm tracking treasure chest again, so it's tracking this thing over here. There was just a lot of stuff that people were not, like, extremely excited over. Which just means I think I have, like, more, like, not as high standards for a Nintendo Direct as other people do. Because there's always something that is going to be... Come on. There's always something that's interesting for somebody in these Nintendo Directs. It also just so happens that this feels weird. There's like Sky Island grass here. I don't know if that's an oversight or not. It just so happens to be that I was interested in a lot of the different things that were shown. Not, like, everything. It is another marbled Goma. Can I just, like... do this? Right? This probably is not the best thing you know what? You know what? I never get to use these. That's honestly, it's doing a lot of damage, but not as much as I feel like it should be. Like, I don't use the Ancient Blades, so, like, using two of them I don't really think is a waste. I guess we'll get this done really quickly. Can do that other attack. Yeah. He loves to do this attack. I need Yunobo over here. And then I guess we'll just take you out again. Give me the goods right now. Alright, there we go. I still can't skip this cutscene. I like the addition of these boss refights, but just having them in the most random locations has always baffled me. Like, why is there a marbled Goma here? Just, like, here. Slightly, but not exactly underneath Satori Mountain. And, like, we've now seen, like, 3 different Muktaroks, and I think 1 or 2 Queen Gibdos. I think 1 Queen Gibdo down here that I can remember. But there's also only been 1 Colgera, which is this one. Why is there only 1 extra Colgera down here? Unless there's just others that I'm missing, because there's obviously still all of these depths I still have left. Like, why the hell am I missing so much? Anyway, this is obviously another 100 crystallized charges. Give you that. So we're headed this direction, which is perfect. There's the chest there. And we're just headed this direction. So I'll light up my way really quickly. That is going a long way down. I haven't fully read up on an interview that happened for this game a while back. But something that I remember, like, skimming past is that the devs had said that the depths were a little bit rushed. Which it feels weird to say that an idea in this game was rushed when it took so long to come out. And I still think the depths are an excellent idea that, like, I'm still constantly surprised by what's down here. But it really does feel like a lot of the things they decided to put in this game is just stuff that was from Breath of the Wild, but you're collecting it in a different way. Which is like all of the Misko's treasure things. There is some new gear that in the Misko's treasure collection that we hadn't seen before, like that armor that's inspired by the dragons. But like coming down here in the depths and finding all of the different Link armor from Amiibo, which I'm glad that a lot of the Amiibo stuff is now obtainable in the game. Like pretty much all of the Amiibo stuff is now obtainable in the game. Muzasu. Which I guess this is an adequate way to get it all. Add that over there. Because you are exploring for it, and it is in these interesting places. It's just like, what does it all mean? And like, why does, I don't even know if we get to meet Misko. Like this very elusive character. Delight Grove. Also, if I had to guess, this would be the last piece of the in-game Skyward Sword armor. Because each of the Skyward Sword armor pieces have been in a random grove in a chest in a place exactly like this. Never mind, it's Sword of the Hero? Why? This is exactly what I'm talking about, too. I'm gonna ditch the Zonite Longsword. I have too many two-handed weapons. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, why is it all here? So, Delight Grove is under Delight Forest, which is this, I guess, sacred forest that's right next to Satori Mountain. So maybe? Maybe? Are you out of your fucking mind? Like, why is it there? You know? Like, why is Sword of the Hero located in a random forest here? And the reason why it's there is because it does not matter. I think what they were trying to go for with this game is that they wanted to make a sequel to Breath of the Wild to expand on Breath of the Wild's mechanics and expand on Breath of the Wild's story and characters and all this other stuff. But with everything that they were doing with this game, and also Breath of the Wild, like, messes with the rest of the timeline so much. And you can argue that they don't care about the timeline, but they've also published, like, 2 to 3 different books before Breath of the Wild came out of the timeline, also including Hyrule Historia. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, is that in here? I forgot I even owned this book. This has been here the whole time. It's Hyrule Historia. When did this come out? I don't know if it's got... I don't know if it's got a date in here. But this is an older book. I'd have to re-look up when this came out. But still, it's got all this stuff about all the different Zelda games in here, and all the concept art and stuff with the story. And they have an official timeline and things on, like, the Zelda website. You know, I haven't looked in this book in a really long time. So, like, I forget, like, everything that's in here. But this seems to go up to Skyward Sword only. I don't even know if there's anything Breath of the Wild mentioned in here. Yeah. Also, just to show you one random page. Let's talk about the original Legend of Zelda. I think it's going in timeline order, but I don't actually know. Here's some art from Ocarina of Time that you can look at really quickly. But they publish these books to show off so much of the Zelda world in a cohesive way. And all of these different Links and Zeldas and Ganons are all descendants of each other, except for Ganon, who I'm pretty sure is just the same guy throughout the whole series. Unless I'm wrong about that. I at least know that Ocarina of Time Ganondorf and Ganondorf in Wind Waker, even though they look different, are the same person. This is actually a fun way to get in here. Is this a maze? Did they make a maze to get into this hideout? Ow. There we go. They did. Oh, God. All this to say that they made all of this try to fit together in a timeline. Also, I think in the previous Yiga hideout, I forgot to read a book, but I'm not going back for it, so. Some kind of supply site for Zonai devices along the road as we navigate the depths. This site is a lifesaver. Obviously, we need these devices to build transportation, but they take a beating when they bump around in the dark. I don't know what I'd do without the supply site to swap out broken materials. Whoever built the site wasn't long gone. I'd send a thank you note. Glory to Master Koga. I need to get in there. There we go. They're all descendants of one another, so they try and have a cohesive story. But they purposefully put Breath of the Wild at the bottom of the timeline, pretty much in its own separate timeline. Three-wheeler. And that's what's going on here. Is, like, all of this stuff that, like, looks like it's from... There we go. Let me pause and think for a moment. We need to go up here. Just taking a look at the map. Nothing else, really. Just heading toward the purple. I'm, like, talking so much, I'm losing my train of thought. But still. You get what I'm trying to say. And Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are at its own separate timeline at the bottom of the timeline that we know. So, like, I had watched a video recently, before Tears of the Kingdom came out, of, like, this is the cohesive timeline of events that led Hyrule in Breath of the Wild to look the way it does, because Napos. Like, Hyrule is not the Mushroom Kingdom. The Mushroom Kingdom changes in every goddamn game of Super Mario. Like, it does not matter. There is no cohesive Mushroom Kingdom in any game. The only things that are consistent is Peach's Castle and Bowser's Castle, and those are never in the same place in every game. In each Zelda game, though, there is a lot of stuff that is connected to the previous. And a very quick example is, obviously, Death Mountain is in nearly every single Zelda game. Kakariko Village isn't just Kakariko Village. The village itself can move and just be called Kakariko Village. That's why this Kakariko doesn't look like any of the other ones. Like each of the regions, like Lanayru and Eldin and Gerudo, are all the same. They're the same place in every single Zelda game, but evolved over thousands of years. Or hundreds to thousands of years. Like, the Great Plateau literally has the Temple of Time from Ocarina of Time, and the steps leading up to it from Ocarina of Time. And right down here is, like, the place that Hyrule Castle Town in Ocarina of Time used to be. It, like, looks nearly identical to how it was structured. And over here is, like, the ranch ruins that look exactly like Lon Lon Ranch from Ocarina of Time. But are you expecting me to believe that these ruins have stood the test of time for, like, a millennia from Ocarina of Time all the way down the timeline to Breath of the Wild? And even in the 6 years that I'm assuming 6 years from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom, not only IRL, but in the game's world itself, that these are still like that. Like, it's an exact replica of Lon Lon Ranch. Was it destroyed and rebuilt and then torn down again after the Calamity? Because this was ruined in the Calamity, which, from Tears of the Kingdom's perspective, was 106 years ago, and no one has fixed this. I'm definitely getting, like, way off track with my train of thought. Also, we're now underneath Satori Mountain. And what's interesting, Bloopy Burrow, is that there's a Satori tree down here. This is the only Bloopy we've seen in the depths. This is very interesting. So hold on. We need a thumbnail. We need all of you guys to leave me alone. There we go. Okay. I need to, like, get my train of thought. All of this roundabout way is a roundabout way of saying the developers don't care. Like, they could just put whatever the hell they want. That's Sword of the Hero down here. Like, I expected Sword of the Hero to be all the way in, like, the thing that we got in Typhlo Ruins, because they said it was a sword of something that was, like, moved, and it would be like, oh, Typhlo Ruins is an important place, maybe we'll get Sword of the Hero instead of Sword of the Six Sages. But, like, Link's original sword from the first Legend of Zelda game. Great sense of nostalgia that washes over you. Take it when going alone, otherwise it would be dangerous. Like, is this to say that Daylight Forest is where, like, the forest area of the original Legends of Zelda took place? It could be. Like, around this area. It's entirely possible. I want to get this guy's video, because I suggest watching it. There we go, I found it. It is by a channel named Brosif Lacour. Yes. I will link this. They only have 2 videos on their channel. The first is called I Solved the Map of Every Zelda Game. And it's a semi-cohesive explanation. I'm going to link this in chat. And then for YouTube viewers, just look at that and then type it in, I guess. But it talks about how Hyrule is the same Hyrule over the course of the timeline and how things overlap with one another and how everything semi-makes sense. And then he made a follow-up video about Tears of the Kingdom, which I did watch. It didn't have any spoilers in it because I had explored most of the map anyway, so I watched it. And it's a very good video. Very good set of 2 videos. But still, the short of it is that the developers can do whatever the hell they want with their game to try and tell the story that they want, and all of this other stuff in here is technically just fan service. and has no lore significance, even though they put it in the game, and we're gonna take a deep dive into it anyway, because we want to know the lore, because we like stories. As to, like, why all of this old Link armor is in the depths, and why there's, like, Xant's helmet, and Midna's helmet, and fucking, like, the Phantom Ganon armor in the depths, and, like, the Fierce Deity armor in the overworld, and you can buy the Dark Link outfit, and, like, all these things, like the Ravio hood, the Majora's Mask. Like, is this Majora's Mask? Is this the exact Majora's Mask from the Happy Mask Salesman? From those games that have survived all of this time and was put in a sacred location in the depths so that no one would ever touch it? Or is this a replica? Because it does say an eerie mask passed down from ancient times. So is Link literally wearing the Majora's Mask from Majora's Mask? Or is this just fan service? You know? That being said, now that I've talked about this, I now want to take a second thumbnail. Because I feel like the eeriness of the Majora's Mask with the Satori tree is very cool. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I've done so much talking this stream. And I still plan on doing more. What's interesting is that there's a lot of pose here. I will gladly take all of these pose. So this is a Satori cherry blossom tree. If we're also to believe that all of these pose... That's weird climbing. If all of these pose are the souls of the dead, what I think is very, very interesting is there is one singular Poe in front of this treasure chest underneath this tree, which is it's actually not directly underneath the Satori tree, which is over here. So it's interesting that this isn't directly underneath it. But is that Satoru Iwata? Did I just pick up Satoru Iwata just now? And now that is incredibly disappointing. I come all this way and there's like this whole thing with all these Poes and like the Satori Mountain tree that's like growing in the depths. It's the only regular tree in the entirety of the depths. And you mean to tell me it is 20 crystallized charges? This would have been the perfect place to put the Sword of the Hero. Like, Satori Mountain and Satori itself is already a reference to late president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata. Why is Sword of the Hero not buried here? Like, Iwata did so much for the company of Nintendo, and literally, off the top of my head, saved the entirety of the Pokemon franchise, because he was the one who designed Pokemon Gold and Silver to be able to fit Kanto and Johto on the same cartridge. And that's just like one bit of information off the top of my head. There's so much more that he did than just that. Why is Sword of the Hero in a random forest in the depths and not, you know, here? Well, this area is called Bloopy Burrow. So there's like little areas of like caves here. But I don't really think there's anything else of significance. So we saw the one Bloopy. Okay, wait, no, there's another Bloopy. Do you lead me anywhere? Not exactly. Normally they lead me toward cave entrances, and this is kind of just the cave. There's really nothing else here, is there? So I can ascend through the platform. Like, now I'm just mad. That's such a missed opportunity to have this place be important. Nope. Well, that was anticlimactic. Well, this whole section of the map is complete now. We need to now get to this light route, because this is just kind of here, and I haven't touched it yet. And there also seems to be a Yiga thing over here. So we'll get to the blue, and then we'll go down to the red. And I want to go over here, too. So no, yellow, blue, red, really quickly. And I guess we'll just start from up here, because it's closest, and then travel down. We're getting a lot of this done already. An hour in, we've kind of just got this whole chunk. Let's keep going.